Welcome back, Keepers of the Flame. Okay, hang on. I think I'm gonna plug this in real quick. Crap, it is plugged in. I turn it on. Maybe. There we go. Okay, that helped. 0. I look paler now. Great. Okay. We're gonna do a 2026 read for the collective. I think I stopped doing signs because it was there was so much interwoven together that there were so many similar patterns I was seeing. I'm like, this could just be rolled into one read and I wouldn't have to waste so many people's time. And in saying that, my whole deck just decided to jam itself together. Okay, there we go. So, I'm going to read on more topics, things that Spirit kind of chings on for me. And then just follow that. I'm not on any pay platform. There's no Patreon. There's no Cash App or Venmo. I got nothing going on, kids. Nothing going on. You can't even find a website to sign up for classes, okay? Nope. So anybody trying to scam or whatever, tain't me. 'Tis not me, darling. This is my one and only socials. La 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 la. Okay, so just in case you were wondering, I don't have a Patreon, Cash App, PayPal. That was the one I was missing. I was like, there's a P1, and I'm like, I don't have anything. I'm not going to ask you for any donations. I'm not going to come to you saying, hey, I'll do a reading, blah, blah, blah. That is not on the market anywhere on the internets. Okay? Anywhere. It's not on the internets. Okay? All of my clients are local, face-to-face. Okay? So, now that problem's solved. Scammers not allowed. Okay? Scammers not allowed. That's why I set it up that way. Because I was like, I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way. So, I don't have to feel terrible if somebody gets freaking scammed because they thought they were getting a reading with me. That cannot happen because I do not exist out there. I have 0, nothing. Okay? Loves you. More kisses. Scamless channel. Unless AI takes me over and somebody else hijacks my channel. That's the only way that's going to happen. Okay? Okay. So, it's collective needs now for 2026. Please and thank you. La 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 la. Ready, set, grow. Ooh, this one? Okay. 6 of water, 6 of swords in reverse, but not moving to safer waters. What are you doing here? What happened? What? Oh, we're gonna move to safer waters. Pinky swear. Okay, we gotta move to safer waters. We gotta get safe in our body. Get that fascia. Oops. Because you let somebody play your heartstrings. So, notice how she's sitting on that lotus. So your heartstrings were played on and then it went straight to your noggin. Those chemicals will. You let the dog was just sitting in the cat's den and the cat was like, what the hell you doing in my house? Ooh. Tower in reverse. So it feels like whoever this is not going to be too happy. 4 pentacles in the reverse. Death card, the Hierophant. And the 2 of swords and the 8 of cups. And then under that is the shoe of cups. Okay. So, this feels like Maybe this is no movement. Maybe you're watching yourself. This kind of feels like to me like you are watching an old version of you. Like the rune is fading to white is what it like, you know, if you you know, letting things sit in water like a piece of paper. You're watching your old, because it, this is terrible lighting, I apologize, but I like it like the figure in the water almost looks like you know what, in the water, you know, like it's a version of her that she's had to let die, and so she's looking for someplace to put her anchor down, and it feels like you are not yet ready to leave your carcass behind. Those little swirls there suggest you might be a little on the emotional side in the air, though. Let's see how those two little... That only happens in the cloud when like two different air fronts meet and they start kind of swirling a little bit, forming tornadoes-ish. So still probably turbulently upset about whatever it was about this. And maybe it had to do with some sort of resource that you had to give up. But with the tower in reverse, this feels like it's going to backfire on them. You know, when we learn our lessons about, you know, wrongdoings or whatever else, and we sit with the anguish that is our dying corpse, right? Our old selves that have been lost because we allowed someone else to come in and have that access to us that had nothing to do with sacredness and everything to do with power and control, right? Getting inside our mind and our hearts, and then because the Knight of Wands is very romantic, but he's in and out energy and he's very fiery. The Knight of Cups is also romantic, but it's in a woo-woo way. But again, it's a knight, so it's not staying. It's not going to stay. It's just a I'm passing through type of energy off onto another battlefield. That's what knights do. Okay? They are battlers. They're warriors. So, warrior who's very romantic, very, you know, and could possibly have feelings for you, but simply cannot stay. Cannot stay. And you're like, okay, why the fork does this keep happening? I'm not leaving this corpse until she comes up with... I don't care if she comes back to life, grabs me by the throat, and tells me to knock it off. I'm going to stay and learn my lesson about what kind of resources have been spent, because it's our energy. It's our energy that we put out, right? And resources are energy. So that's why the tower is not in the upright here, because you're like, I'm not going to self-abandon anymore. I'm not going to numb this out. I'm not going to run away from it. I'm not going to fawn for it. I'm not going to fight for it. I'm not going to flee for it. What's the other one? Whatever. Okay, I'm not going into trauma mode. I'm going to sit here in my own death. Okay. A couple different Scorpio cards here. I'm going to sit here in my own death, and I'm going to work through this come hell or high water. And It's not even that late. It's only... Oh, it's 4:41. Sorry. Why is it getting so dark? And then the Hierophant. The Two of Swords. And the commitment to something. There's 2 commitment cards here. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I want some clarification right the F now. Okay, 10 minutes in. Okay, that's creepy. So there's heavy, heavy, heavy commitment energy here. And I do not believe it's to this Knight of Wands. But you have a choice to make. You're at a crossroads. This is at the bottom of the clarification deck. Loves you. Oh. There's the Knight of Pentacles. Slow moving energy. The Four of Pentacles in reverse. Sorry. I'll stop. Okay. Okay. So you've got 2 commitment cards here. Not walking away. Hang on. Let me turn the light on. So
Is it face out? What is that? Wow.
let me turn that on. Better. Not better at all. Son of a monkey's butt nugget. Okay, well, let's see if the cards show up. I don't know why. I keep cleaning my camera, and I don't know why I keep scattering like that. Okay, so. La la la. No. I don't know why it does that, because it's not like it's directly even at the lens. See? That, like, little tiny, not much bit. But maybe you can see the cards now. Guys. It's dinner time. And no, I don't. There's no schedule. They always have enough food in there. That's how I run this house. I can't. I don't know how people starve their pets. I don't know how they do it. I do not comprehend how that works. Like, you ever just told yourself we're only going to eat once or twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, and then had to go all day without eating something? Just to shovel in your face that, ugh. I don't know how people do it. And these are 2 feral cats that went 2 years living outdoors with no constant food available. Anyway, why am I talking about this? Okay. Commitment to something. Hopefully not the owl in the tree, because his home looks like shit. Okay? So, this, however, looks absolutely delightful. Wait. Yeah, that's just a jack in the pulpit. I was like, is that a sewer pipe? Oh, Jesus. Sorry. Okay? So, maybe, and that, ooh, that could be it. You're having trouble deciding who is going to live up in the Lotus. Who's going to live up there? Ooh. Are you making 2 commitments here? Okay, clarifying. Okay, let's get the Knight of Cups. This just got interesting for me. This is cool. Okay. Because I feel like I'm kind of in a similar mode here. Okay, so you're not giving up on something here. The 5 of Cups in reverse. The World in reverse. I would not go with the Knight of Cups if I were you, because that feels like a lot of emotional agony. Like, all the cups are now upturned. Because see how the 5 of Cups in this one almost looks like half the Chariot, and then with it in reverse, all your cups are now upturned. And the World is upside down. Not that there's anything wrong with the World being upside down. Ooh. But the Lover's in reverse at the bottom. The 4 of Wands. That feels more like protection. And victory in the reverse. Okay. So, this might be you coming to a new idea of what it means to be committed. Now, I'm not saying it can't be the Knight, but I'm saying it's probably not going to be emotionally stable. You're going to constantly be pouring over your cups with no forgiveness here. Okay. So with you got the Father of Cups sideways over the Six of Swords and the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay. So this isn't just okay, so this is not just some one person did this and now I need to let go of it. And I don't know if this person spent a lot of your time, attention, energy, and wasted it. Or you chose, obviously you chose to put it in and then they wasted it. But you right here with the Father of Cups on the side and the Eight of Swords in reverse, you feel so emotionally drained and vulnerable. So vulnerable. Because you know you're at a crossroads here. You know you gotta choose something. You know you gotta get, what's these Four of Pentacles in reverse? Mother of Cups. And she's pointing towards the past here. Not necessarily the Knight, but she's pointing towards the past. Like there's some, the Knight had to bring you something. The Knight had a message for you, a frequency and energetic pattern to teach you. Something had to come through the Knight. And that's the Father and the Mother of Cups are here. So that's the King and Queen of Cups are here with the Knight of Cups. This is really interesting. Can I get the Tower, please? Clarify. S'il vous plaît. Merci. Okay, so that's death in reverse. So this feels like to me that you're letting something die and then something's coming back to life and you just haven't seen it yet. Like, because with her, after the Death card is like, you can't, obviously she can't see the little two birdies on the top of her head, but it looks like she's in contemplation mode and she's getting back to the earth and her subconscious with the moon there, really figuring out what's on the inside of her. She almost looks like you can't see the bottom of her. And it looks watery. Her dress looks so it's almost like she's fading back into the earth to find her answers here. Waiting for the roots to give her a conclusion to bring to the head. Like the mud growing out of that lotus that Knight is sitting in. Going, what did I miss there? Why did I let that person there? How is this going to work? What do I need to commit to? Good Lord. Okay, now I can't relate because I don't know. There's no Knight of Cups. Oh, hey. Hey. Two of Wands in reverse. High Priestess reverse and the Two of Cups. Okay, there's your death clarification. Okay. So whatever this is, the reason why you feel so emotionally depleted and vulnerable is because this particular person right here just took it out of you. And I feel like that's what you're letting die here, is because the emotional whatever just turned everything upside down. And it feels like the reason why the Four of Pentacles is in reverse is because they depleted you on every level. But I don't, the problem is like with the Tower and the Death card reversed here, you are not, it does not feel like you're getting, what is it, eternal punishment for this. It feels like something is gonna sprout here and be learned. As you aren't, it feels like you're not moving. It's like, it's not like you're dead in the water. So you're making judgment on how you're gonna leave your legacy. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? And I think that you're figuring out that this Knight of Cups here is the wrong kind of legacy. whatever the Knight of Cups is for you. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be anything playing on your heartstrings. It could be family members. It could be children. It could be work partners with the Pentacles here, both the 4 and the 10. What you want to leave for a legacy is changing here. And so your heartstrings are no longer being able to be played on, and I think that's going to piss some people off. But you're not leaving this dead carcass here until you figure out exactly why the hell it's here and how you're going to function with it. You are creating new ways in your life to leave behind a legacy, because you are beginning to come to the realization in this deep contemplation with the 2 of Swords here about legacies being corrupt. Well, we talking about billionaires being here, so you know, when we're producing mass extinction and nobody gives a fuck, I think that's maybe not a legacy to go with. Maybe just not. So I think with the Hierophant and the 8 of Cups here, let's get the Hierophant clarified, please and thank you. Just had 21. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse for the Hierophant. Look at how creepy that is. Like, it looks like it's supposed to be a dream catcher, but damn, it looks like it's on its last freaking catching leg. And it's in reverse. The moon's here, subconscious. You got the moon in this card. Okay. You got owls in both pictures. And the Hierophant is usually typically like a religious character. I think you're starting to see things differently. I think you're starting to view how the hierarchy wants you to perceive commitment and how that commitment actually plays out rather than how they want you to see it. Okay, because look at his tree. It looks like this might be more of a vine than the tree itself. So it's been overtaken here. And there's not much time. There's not much time to sit in that tree anymore with him. It looks like the branches are going to break. Interesting. It looks, everything on here just screams to me it's on its last leg. It's on its last run. It can't catch any dreams anymore. Ooh. Alrighty then. 8 of Cups in reverse. You're going to have to come up with a third way if you ask me. 8 of Cups in reverse, please. Wow, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so the first one to come out is the Daughter of Swords in reverse, the Father of Wands in reverse, and the 2 of Swords. 2 of Swords. You got that up there. I told you you're going to have to find a third way. So this is the first pile to drop out, okay? So I'm reading you this. So the Page of Swords, the Father of Wands, which is the King of Wands, in reverse. So, which is putting you back to the 2 of Swords. I told you. Oh man, this is creepy because I said this. I think I made a video on this yesterday. You're going to have to figure out your own legacy. Those of you with chronic fatigue syndrome, you are going to have to figure your way through this. Because this isn't it. Okay? This isn't it. And this isn't it either. You got to go back to the 2 of Wands, making a hard decision. Gaining that mental clarity. And again, like I said, I made a video about like planning for the year ahead, not doing, because right now is not the greatest time to be making choices. Obviously. Page of Wands. Or the King of Wands and the Page of Swords. Okay, so still unclear on where to make your commitment. Okay, you're walking away, but you're going back to the 2 of Swords. Which is, how do I actually want to leave a legacy here? How do I actually want to do this? Because I don't want to use either one of those ways. And what flew out, like, Split second later, after those 3 cards clarifying, the 8 of Swords flew out. The Knight of Cups. And the 6 of Cups. This says to me the only thing that was fulfilling maybe in your childhood. Maybe there's some nostalgia here. Maybe there's some sort of modality that you knew in your heart of hearts, in your soul of souls, with everything you are, and you could feel it. This gives me, I could feel it in my body with the tree here. I could feel it in my body, that fulfillment, because it lit up even the darkest parts of me. Even the parts that nobody could see were lit up. Even the darkest parts of me, even the parts that nobody could see, lit up. Something that grew for you. There's emotional sovereignty here, so you don't have to worry about this coming in, wreaking havoc, right? Emotional sovereignty here. And there's something from your, like, in your nostalgia, in your memories, there's something there. And it could be something you suppressed. It doesn't have to be something in your conscious. This is more than just flow state with all these cups. This feels like a river here. This is more than just flow state. This isn't you stepping into a current. This is you being the river itself. I might be talking to a Scorpio. We've got three Scorpio cards here. Oh, four Scorpio cards on the table. We've got a Virgo, a Sagittarius, Pisces, Cancer, Libra, Pisces again. Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. Sorry, trying to keep up. I'm like, wait. There's too many layers of cards. Leo. Okay. So maybe you open up on the emotional scale, kind of in the mode of this modality of getting done and integrate. I mean, I know like in the northern hemisphere right now it's difficult to do that, but something that has to do with getting yourself grounded, getting yourself connected, and then making choices from those spaces. Making choices from love, the heart, rather than the head. Because even though she's got a really cool hat and there's 2 little birdies, the heart here, the heart space, is really kind of mesmerizing almost. Because it's like the very top of her dress is like the landscape, but as soon as you get past like this point right here, it's all water. It's all water. Get into that river, get into that lake, get into the watery depths of you. Because what fills your heart emotionally oftentimes will get your ass out of bed irregardless of the circumstance. Alright, Rose's Oracle. Let's get this a rolling. Best advice for collective. I mean, this read, I don't even know what I'm going to call it. Crossroads. Rose's Crossroads. Alright. There it is. Alright. Rose's Crossroads collective advice. Please. Highest good of all. Highest function. highest pathway, highest purpose. Draw. Please and thank you. Pisces. Woo! The flirt. The sweet briar rose. All right. Ready, set, go. All right. The oracle meaning of the sweet briar rose. Sorry. Opening your heart to a more playful and lighter outlook on what is before you will allow you the space to see behind any negativity clouding your judgment. Go through all options, even those might seem rather remote, before making your decision. It is too easy to let something that seems good at the time to get away from you, and for this to become your long-term and perhaps not sustainable enough reality. The flirt may know how to connect with others through a veil of lightness, but beware of what is on offer in exchange for the attention. Why don't you play a little, have fun a little, and experiment a little bit more? Botanical notes. Native throughout much of Europe, the sweet briar name refers to an apple-like fragrance of the flowers and foliage. It is also known as Eglantine rose, which was so beloved by the English that it was often taken across the world as a reminder of home during colonization. Now it is considered a pest in many parts of the world due to its invasiveness. It grows between 10 and 15 feet and needs full sun for most of the day and the soil that is well draining and fertile. Flowers late spring to early summer. Meanings and uses: charm, playfulness, attention, connection, and confidence. Deities: Dionysus, Gelios, Petehodo, and Lorelei. Astrological sign Gemini. Woo! All right. Until next time, beautiful souls, keep your flame.